If you've ever bought, sold, or dealt with vacant land in Ontario, there's one thing that can catch people off guard, and that is HST. So I find the confusing part is most people automatically assume that vacant land is HST applicable, and that's not always true. The default position is HST is exempt unless the transaction falls under specific criteria. So HST doesn't apply when the lot being sold is owned by an individual and it wasn't primarily used for a business. So for example, let's say somebody has owned this lot for many years and has decided now to sell the lot. But there's definitely instances where HST is applicable. So, for example, if the seller regularly buys and sells lots for profit, or let's say the lot was part of a much bigger parcel that was subdivided and being sold, that could change things quite quickly. So another thing to keep in mind is this piece of land owned by a corporation? If it is, corporations are treated very differently. In most cases, if the land is owned by a corporation, then that piece of land will be subject to HST. So the important part is this: just because it's vacant land, it doesn't necessarily mean that HST is applicable, but it certainly doesn't mean that HST is exempt. So don't just focus on the purchase price. Make sure you get all the information and make sure that there's going to be no tax implications down the line. So the bottom line is this: HST can be tricky. Make sure you're asking the right questions so you know exactly what you're buying before moving forward. Now, every situation is different, so it's always a good idea to consult a lawyer or speaking to an accountant before purchasing vacant land. If you want more straightforward real estate advice explained in a simple manner, please make sure you're subscribed and like this video today. I'll see you next time.